Hi. Uh, so this is something that I knew while it was happening I was just the biggest piece of shit for, and it's probably one of the most recent things that I'm just a piece of shit for. And I've, given an apology already to this person. In person, obviously, like while it was happening and whatever, and after, and I was clearly very mortified by the whole situation and just completely self-absorbed and self-centered in this whole situation. So let's get into it, because it's kind of wildly embarrassing and whatever. So my cousin, wonderful human being, gorgeous, someone who I always looked up to in the sense of she's quite a bit, not quite a bit older than me. I think she's around 30, maybe she just turned 30, or is slightly younger. And but anyways, I always looked up to her as I always just thought she was really cool, and we never really had any sort of close relationship because she joined the family with my other cousins when my uncle got together with his now wife, and her youngest sibling is my age, and we met, I think we were in 4th grade. So by the time they were kind of becoming part of the family, she was already an adult and or close to being an adult. And yeah, so we had interactions at family gatherings and whatever. Sorry, my boobs are out. But it was, we were just family. But we always appreciated each other, and then obviously over the years grew to love each other because we're family, and that's what family does. So we were both living in Calgary. We never really hung out. They did invite me, her and her younger brother invite me over after our grandpa passed away, and I declined because I was working, and also I'm just awkward and I just wanted to be alone during that time. It's not relevant to the story, but I guess I'm just procrastinating or something telling it, because it is just, I'm just fucking trash. I'm literally a garbage human being, and just innately a garbage human being, and I have to work very hard to not be garbage. So she was diagnosed with cancer. She had some sort of growth in her shoulder, cancerous growth in her shoulder. And so I'd hung out with them because it was just slightly pre-COVID, and I was unemployed. So we had hung out a couple of times, and it was great. I love her dogs. They're so fucking cute, and honestly, she's just a nice, fun-loving, good girl. And so it was the day before her first treatments, and her mom was down, my aunt, who I felt like when we first met she didn't like me much. I think rightfully so. She just had some issues with me. Who didn't? I was the problem child. But over the years, obviously grew to love me because we're family, and that's what family does. And it was never she was never a bitch to me or anything. But anyways, doesn't matter. So she was down, and so I was always kind of not seeking approval, because I don't really seek approval from people, because I'm gonna just do me, but definitely I'm just aware of the fragility of her respect for me. Obviously she loves me and she'll always love me, we're family, but love and respect or two different things. And my cousin who had cancer, she beat it. She's fucking badass. She is all good now, which is amazing, and she's just so strong for going through that. She smokes weed. She smokes a lot of weed. That's her whole thing. Her husband like has this whole setup in the basement, and it's huge and so cool. And they just have so much weed and huge bongs, and that's their thing. One of their things. They're huge nerds, and they love raving and lots of things. They're fantastic people. I can't stress that enough. They're good people. That's why I feel so bad about what happened, and I just feel like, oh, I'm just fucking trash. So it's the day before her first treatment, and I get invited over for like dinner, and her mom, my aunt, is there. She's gonna make gummies, like weed gummies, because my cousin couldn't smoke after getting treatments. She actually didn't know if she could even partake at all, but her doctor said the gummies were good and they were fine to do after the fact. But anyways, so I, dabble. I have smoked weed. I actually haven't smoked weed in 7 months. And actually this incident kind of definitely was one of the catalysts for me like weaning myself off of it. Anytime I've greened out 2 times really badly. The first time it was just slightly after I started smoking weed, like a few months after, and maybe I'll tell that story another time. But okay, so she offered me a bong hit, and her mom was like super against it like years ago, but now is like they're all cool with it, and I just said yes. I was like, why not? Because the other day when a week or 2 prior, when I had went over there, I had smoked and it was fine. I had smoked 2 bong hoots and I was completely fine. And so I did the bong hit and instantly was too high. And then, so her mom was making gummies and I was just being an idiot and just like saying stuff that didn't make sense. And then once I was like, I'm too high, they were like, oh yeah. And then I just got the urge to vomit, and I went into their little half bath and literally exorcist vomited everywhere uncontrollably for like 45 minutes on and off. Cleaned it all up because I was like, obviously I'm gonna clean it up. I'm fucking mortified. This is so wrong. And I was having chest pains here, which I still have. But I was having prior to that, and I was all like sketched out in my head about these chest pains, and then like being with my cousin who had cancer and was like, going through this thing, and then I'm high and paranoid, and I'm like, I need to talk to a doctor about this, and I was just like making it all about myself, and like as I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I'm such a bad person, like I feel so fucking bad, and I couldn't stop puking. And when I finally got a hold on the puking, because I kept saying like, I need to go home, but I couldn't, like I physically could not order an Uber, because I was just so fucked up. And then I'm like sitting outside, and I go back inside, and then the smell of the weed in the house, which is just so strong all the time, makes me need to vomit again. So I fucking go outside and vomit. And also while this is happening, so the water in the sink of their half bath, it wasn't working, and for some reason when I'm high I vomited into the sink instead of into the fucking toilet. And like, why did I do that? I'm just a piece of shit, like fuck me. They were all being so sweet about it, obviously, because like I fucking just exorcist vomited everywhere, like holy fuck. And I ended up taking a long shower upstairs, and then I felt like okay. I stayed the night, and then they drove me home before her first appointment, and then COVID kind of hit. So I think I made her weed cookies, and like we still have discourse, obviously. Like she loves me, and they fucking named the weed, it was AK-47, and then they changed the name of that strand to Breaking Amy, which is hilarious. And then obviously like they told my family, and you know, I got made fun of for it, which deservingly so. And I mean, the thing about my family is like we're all shitty in our own ways, and we kind of just forgive each other and love each other for it, but it doesn't make what I did any less shitty. And I've never stopped feeling bad about it. Like I felt bad instantly about it, and I've never stopped feeling bad about it, and I never will stop feeling bad about it because it was just like shitty. Sorry, I'm like distracted by my boobs. I should have worn a different shirt for this because I don't know. It doesn't matter, they're just fucking boobs. But yeah, so now that I told the story, I mean, she already knows, but I am so sorry. I'm completely mortified. I made it completely about myself. This whole, like, this thing that you're going through where you need to be the center, you need to be the one who's like getting the support in all of this, and I just fucking took that from you, and it was shitty, and I obviously didn't mean to, but like that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was just shitty, and I'm sorry, and I'm just a piece of shit. And yeah, this is why I just fucking avoid having relationships with people, because I just do shitty things constantly, and I'm just a fucking piece of shit. And now I'm making it about me again. Look at me, fucking egotistical, narcissist, bullshit, fucking stupid bitch. Call me BoJack Horseman, because that was a fucking down on myself rant. But yeah, probably missing details of like shitty things that I've done. And she was just being so sweet the whole time. And oh fuck, at one point they had their friend show up of theirs, and I like, it's like just slightly after I finished vomiting and was gonna go have a shower, and he showed up, and I just like looked over at him and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, and like just like head down, go upstairs. And that's a big thing because my auntie, my cousin's mom, is like super religious, and like that was always a big thing like that she didn't like about me, was that I like said Jesus Christ. So yeah, that was awful, and I'm cannot be sorry enough. And it's not like I can have this conversation with you because, I mean, obviously you probably don't want to talk about it because it was like just a shitty thing, and so you guys just make a joke out of it, and fucking respect, because that's what we do best in this family, is just make jokes of hard situations, because we're fucking cursed and our lives are just full of these hard situations over and over and over again. Maybe that's just human life though, I don't know, but yeah. So if you ever see this, I'm so sorry, and I love you, and I think you're fantastic, and just keep doing you, because you're one of the few lights in this world who just is good.